Hi guys, Sam here with another thought for the day, and this is your extra one because I didn't film one yesterday, so this is your second thought for Tuesday. And as I said in the previous video, this week we're going to be thinking about some of the things that happened to Elijah in the Bible. So in this thought, I wanted to think about one of the most famous stories where Elijah challenges the prophets of this false god called Baal. And he goes up on this mountaintop, and the prophets of Baal do as well. And he says that whichever God is real will answer by sending fire. And to cut a long story short, it's a well worth reading story. So if you can find it in the Bible, then do have a read. But Elijah proves that God is the true God. So the prophets of Baal dance around and try and get Baal to send fire, and he doesn't. And then Elijah prays once, and God does send fire and burns this altar and proves that he is the true God. But then the queen threatens Elijah and says that she's basically going to kill him by this time tomorrow. And so Elijah does what he's quite good at doing. We'll notice a theme going through some of the stories in Elijah, and he runs away. And he sits under this tree and prays to God and says, God, my life isn't worth living. Just take my life, take me away to heaven. And so he's there, and I'd say he's pretty depressed. And he lays down under this tree, and God sends an angel who just kind of gently nudges him and says, Elijah, wake up and eat. And he gives him some food, and he says, wake up and eat, or the journey ahead of you will be too much. And then Elijah rests again and falls back to sleep. And then the angel comes back and does it again and gives him some more food and says, Elijah, wake up and eat, otherwise the journey ahead of you will be too much. And then Elijah falls back to sleep. And then he wakes up and he goes off and goes to the next part of his journey, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But I wanted to talk through that thought about how God is with us in the high points and the low points in our lives. And God's with Elijah when he's on the mountaintop and he's proving that God is real. And that's a pretty amazing experience, and it is a real like mountaintop experience. Sometimes we hear about those, and Elijah's on this mountain, proves God is real. He's probably feeling on top of the world. He's just proved to everyone that what he's saying is right. And and then he runs away and he's in this valley hiding under a tree and he's depressed. But God doesn't abandon him when he's there. Even though he's saying, God, take my life away. I don't even want to live anymore. God's still there with him. God still provides for him. He sends this angel to feed him, and he lets him rest. And sometimes it's really important for us to rest. And God's with us in those times just as much as he's with us in the times when we're feeling amazing and life's going great and everything's wonderful. But what I wanted us to think about is just the fact that God's always with us in the highs and the lows of life, and we can be honest with him. And if we're feeling a bit rubbish, we can say, God, I'm feeling a bit rubbish today. Please just be with me. And he will be. So thanks for listening, and just remember that God's always with us in the high times and the low times. And remember to subscribe if you want to see some more of these thoughts for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye.